Castellan Crowe is the third of the named canon characters I've got in my Joytoy Warhammer 40k collection, and the first of the Grey Knights that I've opened up. He's one of the best looking figures of the year and is sold out in many places, but there's a few things you should know before you hunt for your own.
Shut up and sit down.
Hey you Skellywags! Grey Knights time. Crowe. Get this big box. Open. Look how big that is. Very huge box here for the Grey Knights. They all seem to be the same size. We've got a couple of the other Terminators, but we'll start with Castellan Crowe from the Grey Knights. Easily one of my most anticipated since they announced his release and showed prototypes. Let's get him out. Here, we've got a cape. There's everything inside. Oh. And a little bit that's come off straight away. Look in hand is incredible. But let's take a more in-depth look. So here's everything all laid out, with Crowe pretty much how you'll get him out of the box. The book has been taken off his side, and his right hand I've switched over. But we'll get into the accessories in just a bit. Right now, let's have a closer look. This helmeted head is brand new and unique to Crowe. I do like the cables coming out of the head bit there. It's actually coming out and not just flush on the side. Nice design. Skull. Studs on the top there as well. Look at that. Chest with that book. There's so many details unique to this character that you wouldn't be able to reuse any of these, I don't think. Redemption sword. Annihilate. Look at this book as well. Yeah, you couldn't necessarily repeat any of this anywhere else. It's gone. Barrel isn't drilled in enough though. Whatever those are. So his book should be in there. So impressive. Looking at all the bits that make this character unique. Bullets there connecting. We'll get into that and how that affects the character, the figure with articulation and that. Crowe. Guardian. Eternal. And all these little books. Purity seals. Everywhere. Not at the bottom of the feet though. That's new. Alright, so articulation with this head. Can move a bit. Arm all the way around. This one's going to be hindered by the bullets that are attached. Goes up about there. Got a bicep twist. Double elbow. Barbell here on this wrist. To use some Kiki solution to keep that from being so loose. Right side hand, I switched over to this one instead of the trigger finger hand. So this can come off or move about if you need. Movement at the upper torso here. quite generous. Also down here at the waist. Before we move on, just wanted to show you these loose legs. Just started to play about with him, but I didn't like the loose legs. Gave me librarian vibes. Shudder. So put in some Kiki solution to help. Should help thicken the joint there. Should really take it out, but sorry to leave it in for now and just move it around. Otherwise he just bobs left and right like a drunk. Fix loose joints action figure with Kiki solution. I'm also going to dab a little on the other side too for stability. Just needs a tiny bit. Oh, maybe a bit much. Let's just move it around upside down. There. Just move it around every few minutes. I am open for you guys to sponsor a video or two or three. Jean-Claude! Even more demons I see. Twist at the thighs. Goes up nicely without the book back there. That's pretty good. Double bend at the knee. That's new. Oh! That's not supposed to happen. Just plugs in easily though. With up. Down. Pivot. Brand new foot here. Toe. His book, just from checking the lore, assuming this is the book where he writes all his demon memoirs, it'd be one of many. So this little awkward angled peg is supposed to plug in here, but it's prone to popping out. Cape. Bendy. Nicely weathered. Not the best, but there's an attempt. Before we put that on though, check these. Out of the box is plugged in. We'll check this power pack first. See that bit there. Ease move. Nice skull. Purity seal. Put Kiki solution here. This flag thingy. It can come off. Just plug it back in. Do like it. Like a relief, kind of 3D-ish. Look at that. Very nice. Even on the back. Detail with purity seals there. Have it flapping in the wind. There. Plugs in. And goes on his back, which you can do without the cape if you like. Still looks great without it. So the cape, just put on the back, fits around there. Initially I had it backwards. It was causing some issues with this. So it's actually supposed to be the red bit on the inside, which I like actually. And that just goes on the top. There. His haunted sword, the Blade of Antwerp. Got some really good detail here. Cannot be destroyed or wielded by lesser men. Looks seamless but can be removed, which is awesome. And then here you get the actual blade itself, which is a really great design. Crowe can wield this in either hand. I'm going to put it in his left. Stretch it out a little bit. There. I've had to put solution on his wrist because it was very loose as well. Here's a trigger finger hand that he comes with, but I took off because there's no gun to use. Splayed out left hand. Left 2 pointy finger. Left fisticuffs. So Crowe is an amazing looking figure, but has a few issues for myself. The pauldrons here, the arms don't come out as much as some of the more recent figures. I think these were actually done, the Grey Knights along with Crowe were done a bit earlier, but were not confirmed by GW for Joytoy to release earlier. Although we have got them a lot earlier than what was initially thought. Still, he suffers from a few issues with the arms not being able to go out as much. This thing is beautiful though. And as you've already seen, I've had to use Kiki solution in a few places, particularly the legs, as they were just separating by themselves. Were very loose. This hand as well was very loose too. Couldn't hold up his sword properly. And also the power pack on the back. So doing poses with all those bits on. Oh, and this, of course, I forgot, keeps popping out as well. Which is not too bad, I suppose, because he looks great. And I suppose I'll try and find a fix for that at some point. But he looks amazing. Those other details are fixable. It's whether or not you want to take the time to do that yourself. But yeah, posing with all these bits on. Some like that. You see, I think I need to put more Kiki solution on those peg bits so it stays on. Because there is a lot going on here. You know what, let's just get those bits off. And we'll get this head off. A bit worried about those cable bits, but I've took it off successfully before. So let's see if it works now. Heard Crowe likes to play head games. Ugh. Yeah. Oh, his torso's come off. Put you back in there. So there's his helmet outside of his head. Looks really good. May display with this, but we'll look at the unhelmeted head. So I was really looking forward to this head sculpt. I think it looks all right here. When I saw Awesome Action Toys video, it didn't look great, but I think mine has turned out quite nicely. In fact, thinking of using it as the main. Looks so badass. Let's just get that inside. There. Yeah, look at that. Does look good. This thing you got to secure in there. Like that unhelmeted head look, actually. Let's get his other bits on as well. Power pack of action. Book of satisfaction. And sword from hell, I think. Demon's sword. Just marvel at that look. Such a great looking figure. Stupid book. I think I'll need to put another layer of Kiki solution in places. Particularly the book. Try and work out how to fix that on there too. But he is really one of the best, if not the best, looking figure of the year from anything that I've seen or got this year, 2022. Alright, let's do some comparisons. From what I understand, Crowe is supposed to be a bit smaller than Primaris, but I think his size works well with the current slate of Joytoy figures and a few others. Here we have Belphegor, the demon. Works very well with Crowe here from Mythic Legions, and Furytoy's Spring, not Leonardo. Looks really great as well. Video coming soon. Chalice Salus on the left, Blood Angels, and Sumus on the right, and the Black Templars, both newish Space Marines that work well with Crowe. Victrix Honor Guard on the left from Ultramarines, and Captain in Gravis Armor Volscian on the right. Is a bit bigger than Crowe. On the left we have Terminator, Chaos Terminator. We'll have some Grey Knights Terminators soon on the channel, and Shadow Sun on the right. Video of her on the channel now. Final thoughts. So although I've had a few issues with him, they're not as egregious as they were with the Captain in Gravis armor, which I was prepared for, so I was more accepting of those issues. Oh, there's one of the problems with this book. Similar problem with the Librarian, which I couldn't really stand. Really wanted to like it more, but there were more problems with that. And no other figure has been designed in that same way, particularly with the legs. Crowe, however, has a good base buck, albeit... Oh, his bit's falling off now as I'm trying to justify why I actually really like this figure. So these issues where things are popping off are all to do with the uniqueness of this character having these extra bits on him. Ideally though, you don't want any of those issues with your figure. Gumbit here does tend to dictate where the crotch bit moves around. Luckily the cape accommodates the bullets in the back. But it speaks volumes for me when I immediately take the time out to try and fix some of those loose joints, because I know that this can be a brilliant figure. It's a shame that straight out of the box it's not perfect, but his look is so good that you can almost overlook some of those issues. Let's see if we can do a little kneel here. Yeah, do it just about. Maybe bend backwards a bit. But yeah, it's alright, you can do it. So I'm yet to open my Grey Knights, but if they're anything... Well, there it goes, there's a flag bit at the back. It's cape. Let's just take this off as well, actually. Yeah, so if the Grey Knights are anything like this, they're going to be lookers. So one thing, you could have him without those extra bits, and he still looks awesome. Look at that. So without the book, without the cape, without the flag bit at the top, be a much more solid figure and still looks great. So even having him around just like this, you could do, and you won't have those issues that I'm experiencing. But let me know about your experience with Crowe if you've got him. Have you had any of these issues? I know Awesome Action Toys had some loose waist or legs as well. So yeah, just let me know what your experience has been like. Whether you like the figure or not, in between. I just think that the look makes you want to do things to improve the figure, but it does make me excited for the Grey Knights with how awesome he looks aesthetically. Very pleasing to the eye. Anyway, more videos will be coming, including Grey Knights, 2 of them. So like, comment and subscribe, and I'll skelly you later.